wish I found some better sounds no one's ever heard. I wish I had a better voice that sang some better words. I wish I found some chords in an order that is new. I wish I didn't have to rhyme every time I sang. I was told when I get older all my fears would shrink, but now I'm insecure and I care what people think.
My name's blurry face and I care what you think. My name's blurry face and I care what you think. Wish we could turn back time to the good old days when the mama sang us to sleep, but now we're stressed out. Wish we could turn back time to the good old days when the mama sang us to sleep, but now we're stressed out. We're stressed out. Sometimes a certain smell will take me back to when I was young. How come I'm never able to identify where it's coming from? I'd make a candle out of it if I ever found it. Try to sell it, never sell out of it. I'd probably only sell one. Maybe to my brother, cause we have the same nose, same clothes, homegrown, a stone's throw from a creek we used to roam. But it would remind us of when nothing really mattered. Out of student loans and treehouse homes, we all would take the ladder. My name's blurry face and I care what you think. My name's blurry face and I care what you think. Wish we could turn back time to the good old days when the mama sang us to sleep, but now we're stressed out. Wish we could turn back time to the good old days when the mama sang us to sleep, but now we're stressed out. Used to play pretend, give each other different names. We would build a rocket ship and then we'd fly far away. Used to dream of outer space, but now they're laughing at the face, saying, wake up, you need to make money. Yeah. We used to play pretend, give each other different names. We would build a rocket ship and then we'd fly far away. Used to dream of outer space, but now they're laughing at the face, saying, wake up, you need to make money. Yeah. Wish we could turn back time to the good old days when the mama sang us to sleep, but now we're stressed out. Wish we could turn back time to the good old days when the mama sang us to sleep, but now we're stressed out.
Used to play pretend, bunny. We used to play pretend, wake up, you need the money. Used to play pretend, bunny. We used to play pretend, wake up, you need the money. Used to play pretend, give each other different names. We would build a rocket ship and then we fly far away. Used to dream of outer space, but now they're laughing at the face, saying, wake up, you need to make money. Yeah.
In this video, I'm going to show you how to play Stressed Out by 21 Pilots. So let's jump right into the intro. You will notice a very simple beat with the bass drum on 1, on 3, the end of 3. And then in the second measure, we're going to open the hi-hat on the end of 4. So before trying to learn new parts and before moving forward in the song, make sure you can play this beat really smoothly and really nicely, because it's going to be present throughout the entire song. So this is how it sounds like. I'm going to slow it down, then of course make sure you can bring it up to speed. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. If we play the whole thing, which I'm going to do in just a minute, we're going to play it the main phrase twice in the intro. We're going to play it 3 times in the verse, and then we're going to play it 2 times in the pre-chorus. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and repeat. And 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and verse. 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 repeat, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2, 3 and 4 and one more time, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and pre-chorus, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2, 3 and 4 and repeat, 2, 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and that's the next section, which is the chorus. We're gonna play this very simple beat. So the first measure, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and the second measure we're gonna play the same beat, but we're gonna play a 16th note drum fill on beat 4. We're gonna play 4 E and A. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 E and A. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 E and A. 1. We're gonna land that 1 in the last line of this page. And if you've never seen these two brackets, what they mean is first and second ending. I'm gonna play it right now. It's gonna make more sense if I actually describe it as I play it. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2, 3 and 4 and first ending, 2 and 3 and 4 and repeat, 2 and 3 and 4 and then second ending, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. So right after playing the chorus, we're gonna land into this instrumental part, which I called intro 2. And it's just the same as intro 1. So we're gonna repeat the same phrase, 1 and 2, 3 and 4 and 1. And this is gonna lead into verse 2. Now in verse 2, in the first ending, you will notice that we play a quarter note on 4. So we don't play 3 and 4 and. That means that there's a little stop there. So this is just the last measure of the first line of verse 2. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Then we're gonna go back to the beginning. So I'm gonna play verse 2 here, and before that, notice in the second ending there is a 2/4 measure. So without getting too deep into it, what it means is that we're only gonna count 1 and 2 and we're gonna move on to the next measure. So I'm gonna play real quick the second ending here. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. This is the same as always. 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 1. And then we're gonna land right back into the pre-chorus. So I'm gonna go ahead and play verse 2 right now. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2, 3 and 4 and first ending, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. Back to the repeat. 3 and 4 and 1 and 2, 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and second ending, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and pre-chorus, and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 repeat, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and chorus, 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2, 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Careful with the drum fill. 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. First ending, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 second ending, 2 and 3 and 4, and we move on to the bridge. When we land in the bridge, the first 3 measures, we're just going to count. Make sure you're counting. Make sure you can play this entire thing counting out loud. That is very, very important if you want to be able to play the song correctly. So for 3 entire measures, we're just going to count, just rest, and 4 and second one, 2 and 3 and 4 and third measure, and 3 and 4. And then in the 4th measure, we're going to rest, but then we're going to bring in the bass drum on the end of 3, and then 4 and on the snare. And this looks very simple, but once the song is going, it's very hard to land it exactly where it's supposed to be. So even if you don't land it on your first, second, third try, just keep trying, because it's normal. It's very difficult to land it exactly where it's supposed to land. So if I go really slow, it sounds like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. And then we're gonna play this 2-bar phrase for the bridge. We're gonna play the phrase twice. And this beat is a little bit more complex. So what we're doing is we're playing 1 and 2 and. So 1 and on the bass drum, 2 and on the snare drum. 1 and 2 and. That's the first part. 1 and 2 and. And then on 3 E and, we're gonna play 3 E and. So 3 and is gonna be hi-hat and bass drum, 3 and, but we're gonna squeeze in a lonely snare drum in between. So 3 E and, 3 E and. So what we have for so far, 1 and 2 and 3 E and. One more time. 1 and 2 and 3 E and. And then 4 and 4 and. The second measure, we're going to open that hi-hat on the end of 4. So this is how the whole section sounds like. I'm going to start from the beginning. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 1. And to the next section, which is going to be a chorus. So one more time, this time in the chorus, instead of coming in with that other beat, we're going to same rest for 3 measures. We're going to come in on beat 4 this time, 4 E and A. So we can go 4 E and A on the snare. I like to go 4 E on the snare and A on the floor tom, 4 E and A, and that sets me up to land on this crash right here. And then the second part is the same as the previous chorus. So it's the second part, you know how to play it. So this is how it goes. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2, 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2, 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. First ending, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Repeat, 2 and 3 and 4. Second ending, 2 and 3 and 4 and. And then the outro, we're pretty much going to play the same thing as the intro. And the second ending, we're just going to finish the song on 4. So here we go. 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2, 3 and 4. First ending, 2 and 3 and 3 and 4. Repeat. 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Second ending. 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And that's the end of the song right there. Once you get all the parts, once you make sure that you can count it out loud, slowly start bringing the tempo up until you can play it at the speed of the song. And then just play it over and over and over. Have fun with it. And try to listen to the bass drums, because the original version has extra bass drums, 16th note bass drums, that you should definitely check out once you are able to play this version right here. So if you have any questions, just let me know.